Hello everybody and happy Tuesday. Welcome to Bird's Nest Designs. My name is Denise Cox. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Trail, British Columbia, Canada. And I am super excited to be back here again this week to share a fun card tutorial with you. I missed you last week when I was away. We went up to visit our son in Archwell, Saskatchewan for 10 days, and I had the best of intentions. I packed so many things so that I could keep active on social media and I could get my blog posts and do some crafting. But unfortunately, when I got up there in northeastern Saskatchewan, and it's a little rural community they live in, and the cell service was a little hit and miss. There wasn't any Wi-Fi hooked up at their new place yet, so I just had a holiday. Anyway, I am back today and I am super excited to be here with you. And I hope that the sound is working, the picture's working, everything seems to be going good on my end. So if you're here with me, say hello, let me know that you're watching along. And I'll just give a few seconds here. I'm just trying to adjust my screen. Okay, I got all these little messages popping up in front of me. There we go. Okay. So I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We had a huge feast up in Saskatchewan. It was awesome. We made the trek home yesterday. We left at 2:30 in the morning and we got home, I believe it was around 6 o'clock last night. So it was a long drive. Our puppies did amazing. Overall, it was a really good trip, a ride home. So I'm happy to be back and I hope that you all join with me. So from now on, my tutorial Tuesday will be moved back to the evening. So we'll be at 7 p.m. Pacific time every Tuesday. So check back here. I've always got something fun that I want to share with you, some crafty projects. Today we're going to make a really fun Accordion Fun Fold card. I made this card with my hostess club last month. We did a Halloween theme. Tonight we're not going to do Halloween. Tonight we're going to do a fall themed card. So I want to show you the Halloween one just so you can see what we're making, because I haven't done the fall one yet. We're going to do it impromptu here tonight. So I'm going to ask you as we go your opinions, so get ready to write those comments in. So this is the card we made in my hostess club. There we go, hold it like that. And then when you open it up, it opens like this. Okay, so it's a really interactive fun fold, and I'm going to show you how to make that here tonight. There's a couple other things that I do want to talk to you about. I will be sending my email newsletter out, hopefully later tonight, if not first thing in the morning. But there's an amazing special going on right now with Stampin' Up! For joining and becoming a demonstrator. And I would love to have you join our team. We have a lot of fun. We do some challenges every month and we get together on Zoom monthly. And then every quarter we get together and do a little stamp camp team exclusive. So it's a lot of fun. But right now you can join for you can join. It costs you $135 to join, and you get to fill your starter kit with all the products that you choose, up to $206 worth of value. So you choose $206, you're only going to pay $135. There's no shipping. And here in BC, there's no GST. We do have to pay the PST, but not the GST. So if you're joining, you can join my team from anywhere in Canada. And it's an amazing deal. That's like $71 of free product. So don't miss out on that one. And quite honestly, you can do with that starter kit whatever you want. So if you just get the kit and that's all you want to do, you don't want to sell a thing, you don't want to enjoy your demonstrator discount, that is completely up to you. We call those kidnappers, and I welcome them onto my team too. You can become a hobbyist, which is somebody who just places their orders to get their discount as they're a demonstrator. Or you can build a little business on the side to help pay for all of those craft supplies you want. So if you have any questions about that, or if it's something that interests you, please reach out to me. This deal is only until the end of October. All right, so hi Jody, hi Tina, thank you for watching. I am going to flip the camera down now onto my desk view so that we can go ahead and start creating this really fun card. Okay, give me a sec and find that button. There we go. All right. Okay, so this is the suite we're going to use today. We're going to use the Hello Harvest. And this was my stamp of the month for my stamp of the month club in August, I believe it was. So you can find this on page 49 of the mini catalog. It's right here. It does come in the entire suite, but right now these aren't available. So you can't actually order the suite because you can't get these. So what I'm going to show you tonight, we're going to use the bundle and we're going to use this awesome designer series paper. Okay, so as I mentioned, I haven't created this card yet. I've got some pieces, I have an idea in my mind, and we're just going to kind of wing it. So this is going to be real-time crafting with Denise at its finest. So bear with me. The card that we are kind of mimicking, what did I do with that card? Here it is. So this is the card that I created for my monthly hostess club. And I do have openings for that starting in November. So I will be sending that out in my newsletter as well. But this is a card we made. It was a Halloween theme using the cute little witches here. And it opens up like this. Okay, so tonight we're not going to do Halloween. We're going to do a fall theme using the Hello Harvest. So the first thing that we're going to do, and I've got the measurements here as we go. Of course, I'll upload them to my YouTube channel and to my blog, but I've got them here written out for you. We are going to start with a Cajun Craze card base. So the first piece is 11 inches by 5.5, so it's different than how we would normally cut a card. So 11 by 5.5, and then we have a 3 by 6 piece here. We're going to need our score pal. So let me just bring that into camera view here. Okay, I just want to make sure you guys can see what is under here. I want to make sure you guys can see the top part here where we're going to take the measurements from. So on the small piece, so on this 3 by 6, we want to score it at 3 inches. So I'm going to put it along the top. And then I'm going to use right here on the 3 inches, and I'm just going to score that. On the larger piece, we're going to put the 11-inch long edge up along the ruler here. And we're going to make 4 score lines. The first one's going to be at 1 3/4. Okay. And then we're going to do 3.5. Then we're going to do 5 1/4. And the final one is at 7 inches. Okay, so there we've got our 4 score lines. And we can go ahead and take the score pal away. Let's leave that there. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to create an accordion with these score lines we've created. So I'm going to start with leaving the large piece here, which is going to be the inside of our card. And I'm going to fold the first score line on into it. And we're just going to go back and forth, just like an accordion. Okay. Then we'll take the bone folder, because you want to make sure these are nice and crisp folds, right? So we're going to give each of these a fold. Okay, so that should be good. And then you can see how this card is going to open now, right? Move this paper up a bit. Okay, so then again, on this 3 by 6 piece that we scored at 3 inches, we're going to go ahead and fold that in half. And then again, use our bone folder and burnish that edge. Hello, Sherry. Thank you for joining. All right, so we'll take those measurements off. If you've missed them, please don't worry. They'll be in my blog post tomorrow. They'll also be on my YouTube video that'll get uploaded. So don't worry if you've missed them. So here we've got the card started, the accordion fold, and our little mini guy here. The next thing we need is 4 strips of designer series paper that measure 5 1/4 by 1.5. So I'm going to use the Rustic Harvest paper. Okay, that is part of the suite that I showed you. And we're going to use these black and white patterns. So we've got this gorgeous plaid gingham pattern here, and the back is a pretty mossy meadow design. And then we've got this one here with the leaves in black and white, and then these fun little dots on the back. Now those are only 3 because I do have 4, but what I thought would be really cool for this card to add some fall autumn colors is we're going to color that designer series paper. So we're going to leave the gingham black and white, but look at the difference coloring those leaves makes. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to use my stamping blends, and I'm going to quickly color the designer series paper. And I'm using Cajun Craze. For what I've done, I just used the dark, solely the dark. I didn't use or do any blending, and I didn't bother with using the light ones. I just chose the dark for a nice fall theme. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly color. Now, for those of you watching along here, whether you're live or the replay, leave me a comment. Have you ever colored your designer series paper? It's a really cool, fun technique, and it gives your paper so many different looks and uses and makes it that much more versatile because you can really customize it to your project. When I run my Stamping Blends Club, this is one of the techniques that I always like to show them because with these blends, it just makes such a beautiful job of coloring. So here I've got my Daffodil Delight. Again, I'm using the dark. And look at the difference this makes on this paper. It just really just makes it pop. I love it. Of course, fall, as you all know, you've probably heard me say it enough already, fall is my favorite. And I love the color. So of course, when I saw the leaves, I got really excited. But the fact that they were black and white, oh, I was just like, nope, they need to be colored. So here we're going to color them. We'll use some nice, beautiful fall colors. So again, I started with the Cajun Craze, and now I'm using my Daffodil Delight. And then for this one, I'm going to use soft suede, but I am going to take the lighter soft suede and color this guy just because the dark is quite dark and I want to be able to see all these beautiful veins in the leaf. Gives it so much extra. So when you're looking at your paper stash from now on and you have a pattern that's black and white or maybe colors that you're not really super thrilled with, remember that you can add a little bit of color just with your stamping blends. So don't be afraid to just give it a whirl and try it out. You'll be surprised. So now I'm going to use my Old Olive. And again, this is the dark Old Olive blend. Hello, Linda. Thank you for joining us all the way from Idaho. And yes, coloring is so fun on DSP. It just makes it look so unique. Okay, so there we've got this. We'll just give these last little pieces here colored. And then I think for this little one here that's left, I'm going to use my pumpkin pie. Just sort of brighten this whole project up just a wee bit. I love pumpkin pie. Both the color and the actual dessert. We had our share of that when we were away, let me tell you. It was so yummy. Okay, so there we've got our 2 pieces of designer series paper. Gorgeous. I'm so happy with the way they turned out. So now what we're going to do is attach these 4 pieces, alternating them, onto the front of our card. So whatever piece we put on the front is what's going to show on the front of our card, right? So let's go ahead. I want to make sure that this fun one that we just colored, my tools are all dropping here. I want to make sure that the one we just colored is front and center on the front of our card. And of course there we go. My glue is made the trek with me to Saskatchewan. And as I mentioned earlier, I did do a little bit of crafting while I was there. Hello, Rose. Welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. So yes, I did do a little bit of crafting while I was away, but not as much as I thought because we were busy and their new place. We were doing some things around there, and yeah, it was a really, really awesome visit. So it was a good time to take a holiday, even though it wasn't really planned that way. All right, so here we've got this beautiful paper. Now we'll go the last one on here. And you'll see how easy this card is to make. It's a super interactive card, but it's super easy to make as well, which is awesome. Okay. Oh, thank you, Rose. Yes, it's nice to be home. It was, like I said earlier, it was a wonderful visit, but it's always nice to come home too. Okay, so there is the start of our accordion card. A couple more pieces we've got here. So I've got a piece, this measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So it's slightly smaller than your normal insert that I use. And the card itself is going to be slightly narrower, but it's totally fine. It still fits in a regular envelope and nobody will be the wiser. So we're going to stamp on there. I don't want to attach it quite yet. And then we've got these two pieces. And these are just basic white and they're 2 3/4 inch squares. So let's do a little bit of stamping. So I've got these gorgeous sunflowers. Again, all of these are from Hello Harvest, right? So we've got a pumpkin, we've got some sunflowers. I've got this little sunflower here. And the greeting I want on my card is wishing you the loveliest day. Because I think that is just such a nice saying and like perfect for Happy Mail. So using my Memento, which I just re-inked before this video, so let's hope that it's not too crazy. Sometimes I get a little carried away because I hate when my ink is like really faint. So I get a little crazy when I'm doing my re-inking. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this pumpkin right in the center of one of these squares. Oh, look at how nice that is. I love it when they've just been re-inked. And then on the other one, I'm going to go ahead and stamp these fun sunflowers. So, oh, that one didn't ink up very well in parts of it. All right, so this one, I just kind of want it to be sort of kind of off the side. I don't know. This is, like I said, I haven't created this card. It's just sort of something I'm envisioning in my mind. So we're going to go with it. All right. So then we'll go ahead and color. And to color the pumpkin, I've got my Cajun Craze and my pumpkin pie. And we're going to kind of do all 4 colors. And we're going to start with the darkest, so the Cajun Craze. And I'm just sort of really quickly going to follow these dark lines they have on here. And when you're coloring with your blends, remember, you don't have to stick to just the light and dark of the same color. You can incorporate all the colors if you want to. When I first got them, I was so scared. I thought for sure if I colored with a different color, it would wreck my beautiful markers, but it doesn't. So it opens up so many different possibilities as well. So there's our Cajun Craze Dark. Then we'll use our Cajun Craze Light, and we'll just sort of sprinkle in a bit of that color here from the top. And I'm pulling that color out, so you can see I'm going from the top, or from the bottom up, and then from the top down, just kind of pulling that darker color down into my white space here. Okay. This marker is running out of a bit of juice here, so I'm probably going to have to add one to my next order. And hear that. When you can hear that sound, either means A, you're pressing too hard, or you're running out of juice. So, hello, Carol, and welcome. Okay, here is pumpkin pie now. And again, I'm going to go right from the top. So I'm going over top of the colors I've already created or added on. And I'm going to just do the same thing, up and down, right? So down from the top, up from the bottom. And remember, those first 2 colors were Cajun Craze. And now I've got my dark pumpkin pie. And you can see the different tones that's adding of this beautiful orange. We saw so many pumpkins. I have to tell you guys this. So seriously, so many pumpkins on our trip. The fruit stands, the farms, there was just pumpkins everywhere. I was, oh my goodness, I wish I would have taken a picture. I don't know why I didn't, but there was so, I've never seen anything like it. These amounts of pumpkins everywhere. It was craziness. Okay. So there we go. So now we've got, you can see how that just added a lot of extra depth to our pumpkin that we've colored. So we've just got all 4 shades of orange and created a beautifully blended pumpkin. Now for the top, I'm going to use my Old Olive, and I'm just going to come in with the dark. The stem itself is going to be pretty dark, so majority of it I've colored with the dark one, and then I'm just going to come in and finish it off with the light. There. Love that. So there's our pumpkin. And now we'll do a quick color of our sunflowers. And for that, again, I'm going to use Thank You Rose. I love combining the colors from the different markers. Okay, so we're going to color the leaves here. Now they're really tiny, some of these, so I am not even entertaining the thought of blending them because they're too teeny tiny for my. Okay, so we've got those green, a couple more leaves over here. Ooh, that might have been a petal, but that's okay. We saw lots of beautiful sunflowers too when we were there, in like rich, like Cajun craze orange colors and bright yellows. And oh my goodness, some of them were almost like a pink. They were just absolutely gorgeous, I tell you. People always ask, you know, you miss your mountains, but it's beautiful over there as well in the prairies. So now this is just my dark soft suede. I'm coloring the centers of these flowers. Oh, and the sunsets too. Oh my goodness. For those of you who are from the prairies or have been there, you'll know what I'm talking about. The sunsets, we don't get those like that here in BC with all our mountains. I mean, we get pretty ones, but not like that. I mean, you could see them they lasted forever and they were just stunning. The whole sky was lit up. Beautiful. Okay, so there. And this, of course, is my Daffodil Delight. And we're just using the dark. And I think I may try and create this one here with my, I'm going to recreate one of those gorgeous Cajun craze sunflowers I saw up there. So I've got a bit of Cajun craze in there. Now for the first two, the yellow ones, I'm going to stick, oh my goodness, that tip is coming out. I much prefer the paintbrush end. So I'm just going to color these ones yellow. Oh, I haven't been there in the winter, Carol, but the Northern Lights would probably be, oh my goodness. We'll have to make a trip up there one time in the winter just to see that. That would be awesome. Okay, so now when I've got that Cajun craze, like I said, I'm just winging this. So we're going to add a bit of pumpkin pie in here. See what happens. So a bit of pumpkin pie. And then we're going to finish it off with this. Oops, I went out of the line, but that's okay. Oh, it's close. But you can see how rich, oh, they were just beautiful, these sunflowers we saw. So many things. Okay. So I'll just finish coloring these last few Cajun craze, these closed up flowers. And then I'm going to add just a wee bit of color to these circles here. This card is going to come together so quickly once this coloring is done. I love all the colors of fall. Love it, love it. All right, so now we have those two pieces finished. So what I want to do is I'm going to decorate our folding card here. So this one I'm going to put whatever when it's sitting like this, whatever we put on the left is what's going to be on the front of the card. So I want to put the pumpkin. That's what I'm envisioning here. So we'll go ahead and just attach that. Hopefully straighter than that. Okay. And then here are our sunflowers. So we can position these however we like. I think I like it like that. And you know what I want to do now that I'm seeing this? I want to see if our hello stamp would fit. Oh, look at that. It will. Okay, perfect. So we're going to pick up that other stamp before it falls. This is a really big block for this tiny hello, but that's okay. This is an afterthought, right? I didn't think about that. I want to add hello here. So I am going to use, should I stamp the hello in crushed curry or Cajun craze? Let me know in the comments whether you think it should be crushed curry or Cajun craze. I'm going to stamp hello right here beneath the sunflowers. So while you guys are letting me know that, I am going to go ahead and stamp a little sunflower, or two maybe, on the inside piece of my card here. Okay, Cajun craze, okay, it seems to be, that's going to be the winner. But I'll give you a few more seconds to put your answer in. And one more thing, I just had an idea. I'm going to stamp one of these single sunflowers right here. And we're going to, oh, that's a lot of ink. See, this is what I mean. I got a little carried away with my, much better, with my memento. So now it's going to take some time to get it all soaked in there. Looks like Cajun Craze is the winner so far for our hello, but let's go ahead. Give you a few more minutes to put your answer in there, and we'll just color these sunflowers. Just this one. The other one wasn't. I didn't like the way the other one stamped, so we're just going to go ahead and color these. This is the inside of our card, and then this is going to be a little. I have an idea that I might want to fussy cut this one here. Okay, so we're just getting a little bit of Daffodil Delight. The tip of this marker seems to be. So a little story about coloring. When I was over in Saskatchewan at my son's, they were all working, and they have a kitten, or I guess she's about a year old now. Her name's Dolly. She only has one ear. Anyway, I was coloring away, making some customer thank you cards, and she was up on my shoulder. I don't know if any of you saw that picture I posted. But every once in a while, I'd be coloring away, and all of a sudden her little paw would come down and swat the markers. And then she would start purring like, ah, look at that. It was so funny. But she sat up there on my shoulder like that, like a little parrot for like an hour and a half. It was so cute, and it was chilly, so she was like a nice warm scarf. Okay, so we've gone ahead and put that in there. Now, all three of you that answered said Cajun Craze, so let's go ahead and we'll use the Cajun Craze. And we'll stamp. Oh, she is adorable, Bobby. Yes, she is. Okay, so we're going to stamp. I just did a little sample over there. I just want to make sure it's going to stamp nicely. Hello. Oh, good choice, guys. I like it. All right, so there's our. Oh no, look what, oh, I thought that was, whew. Oh, there's a little bit there. Oh well. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and we'll attach this piece. We'll put that one right here like this. All right. So this part is the kind of the trickier part. It's not hard, it's just a little more tricky. So you want to attach this now kind of on here like so, right? So how I did that, and what I told my Hostess Club members to do, was to take some tear tape and run it along each edge. Okay, so really close to the edge. Tear tape, as you know, is super sticky. So one strip is going to be lots. I'm going to go ahead and tear that off, that layer. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of without folding it down, kind of place this where we want it. Okay. So can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm kind of sticking this kind of where I want it. And then what I'm going to do is lift this up and push pressure there to make that adhere. I'll close the rest of my accordion and then we'll go ahead and stick that down. Question, do you have issues with the liquid glue warping your cardstock? No, I don't, but I used to. And usually if it's warping your cardstock, that means you have too much on. So you need just a teeny tiny little bit of this stuff. It's super sticky and a little goes a long way. So if it's warping your cardstock, there's a good chance that you have maybe too much glue on there. So try that and report back and let me know if that helps. Okay, so there is, love it. Look at that, right? We're not done, so don't worry. But isn't that pretty? Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is put a greeting on the front. I like my cards to always have a greeting on the front. And here's another little tip with designer series paper. So this again is from the Rustic Harvest DSP collection. So it's this pretty Cajun Craze pattern here that we're gonna, or crushed curry, sorry, not crushed curry. The back is, look at that, isn't that gorgeous? So it's like a chalkboard looking almost acorns. But we're gonna use this side and we're gonna stamp our sentiment right on the designer series paper. So again, we're gonna use my super juicy Memento ink and I'm just gonna ink this guy up. Okay, and I did get a little bit of ink on here earlier, so I'm going to try and avoid that spot. Okay, now I love stamping on designer series paper for things like this because now not only do I have the color I wanted, but I also have this pretty little pattern to draw your eye to. So there are matching dies. These are the Rustic Pumpkin dies. And you can see here, this is that awesome banner that we just stamped. So ahead of time, I did go ahead and stamp and cut out one already because I don't like it when my my table's all shaking from doing the die cutting. So I've gone ahead and done that ahead of time. And this I want to stick right here. What do you guys think? Do you like that? I think it should go here, kind of overlapping the bottom of the pumpkin a little bit. And what that's going to do when I look is when it's closed, you're still going to see these pretty little sunflowers down here. So I do want to do that, but we can't do it without dimensionals. So here I'm going to pull in a few dimensionals. I'm going to give this a little bump it. I'm just going to put 3 right along the top of my banner. I'm just going to say I am so impressed with how Linus and Lucy are behaving right now. Usually when I'm doing these videos, one of them is going crazy at least. So maybe they like the 7:00 p.m. time as well a little better. All right, so that is on there. And this little sunflower, this is my vision. I'll see how it looks. I'm going to just quickly cut this out. There is a die, okay? So if you don't like fussy cutting, don't worry, there is a die. Like I said before, this was an afterthought and I don't want to shake the table. So I would rather just quickly cut this out. Now, if I was doing more than one, I guarantee you, I would have that die out. And this table would be shaking with that embossing machine. But for tonight, for this one single flower, we're just gonna do it this way. And I did just get a brand new pair of paper snips last week, well, the week before I left. So they're nice and sharp, which makes fussy cutting so much easier. Okay. So there we go. That was easy. So I was thinking that it might just be cute to have a little sunflower on the pumpkin to kind of offset the two. I was originally thinking here, but I like how that one kind of offsets the two from over here. So for that, I think I'll use a little mini dimensional right here on the top of the sunflower. And then we'll just stick that down right there. Thanks, Bobby. I like that placement as well. Okay, so of course, the card now is complete, almost. So what do you guys think? Are you liking this accordion fold and the fall theme that's been put together here? I think it's super cute. Now, I want to add a little bit of bling because, of course, it's all about the bling. Bump It's bling. We got everything on this one. We got the DSP, we got some coloring, all my favorite things. All right, so I'm going to use my Take a Pick tool and these beautiful brush metallic dots, which are one of my favorites. And we're going to add a few to the front of this card. So, color-wise, I'm thinking, what do you guys think? I'm thinking maybe the pewter, maybe the gold, maybe some gold. Put a gold. Where are we going to put them? That's always struggle. I always think, where am I going to put these little gold? I want the bling, but where do we put them? So we'll just put, oops, a couple there. And then I always like to have 3. Well, I shouldn't say always. Majority of the time I like to have 3. So I'll put one there. All right. There we go. There is our fall themed card. Again, we've used the Hello Harvest bundle, which is the this beautiful stamp set here, along with the Rustic Pumpkin dies. So if you're watching and you're a member of my Stamp of the Month Club from August, then you've already got this gorgeous stamp and perhaps the bundle too in your collection. And this is just one more idea that you could use to create a really fun card. All right, so thank you all for watching tonight. I'm just gonna pop up here. There we go. Let me just move my camera over so I'm looking at you. There we go. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching. I hope that you will remember that we are going to be live at 7 o'clock on Tuesdays now. I made it a little earlier during the summer just because the evenings I was usually out and about, out in the yard or playing with puppies. But now that the evenings are cooler and the days are shorter, 7 o'clock works for me. It's not in the middle of dinner time and all is good. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Please, please, please remember about that amazing Starter Kit Plus deal. It is the best deal we've had in a really long time. You totally get to customize that kit with anything you like and save yourself a ton of money. So you save $71. You also save the shipping, which is 11%, which is another like $25. Plus you save the tax. So it's an awesome deal. And like I mentioned before, you can just get that kit and do nothing if that's what you choose to do. But do keep in mind that once you are a demonstrator, you do get a 20% discount on all the supplies that you buy for yourself. So that's a key bonus too. So any questions about that, please, please, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to talk to you about that and answer any questions. So thank you all. I will look forward to seeing you all back here on Tuesday. Check your notifications on Facebook. I will probably be popping in for a couple impromptu lives this week. I got a lot going on. I got some really fun new products arriving that I want to share with you. And if you miss it while I'm live, don't even worry because the replay will be posted right here on Bird's Nest. And you can check it out anytime that fits your schedule. So again, thank you all. I look forward to seeing you next week. And hopefully, happy crafting. Good night, everybody. Talk to you soon.